welcome to today's show of Object Art Inside and Out. It's a beautiful day in Brisbane today, only a few clouds in the sky, so why don't we get started and see what's in store in today's episode. Now today we'll be talking about three of Brisbane's most visited public artworks, which are just a minority of the many pieces scattered throughout the city. Right now, we are outside the Brisbane Gallery of Modern Art, which is home to a temporary piece called Picture Park by Katharina Gross. We aren't actually allowed to film inside the gallery, so I'll talk about it out here while we run through some media. Katharina Gross is an artist who uses her environment and spatial situations to position her works. As we can see, Picture Park here inside the Gallery of Modern Art is a composition consisting of acrylic paint on all surfaces that she works with, including both walls, ceilings, soil, large latex balloons and canvases. But why does she do this? Why does she paint all over the walls, bring in tons of dirt and place massive latex balloons upwards? Well, Katharina Gross is an artist who looks at materialised colour or colour as material. Her central themes are to locate her works where they are most increasingly free from any ties it's associated with. Her locations within her works contravene architectural space and seem to dissolve it visually. One of the biggest things with the Katharina Gross is that she introduces her pieces into space that eliminate all ridge supports that would ensure the art is transportable and thus sellable. When looking at some of Katharina Gross's other works, it can be seen that a lot of them use acrylic on surroundings including walls, balloons and other floor bases, although she rarely identifies with the outcome of her works. When working on a piece, she finds that her works come to her more readily when she can draw on the reservoir stored in her mind from her previous piece. Katharina does not have an operational approach to artistic production. Instead, her approaches are strongly coloured by a way of thinking that regards painting as an activity that takes place in its own time. Donna Marcus's Steam, sitting here in Brisbane Square, occupied by Brisbane City Council and Sunderland. Now Donna Marcus loves to reuse available source material as a key aspect to her practices. Ultimately, her sculptures speak about the commonality of human experience and offer a comment on the nature of contemporary sculpture, turning the everyday into the extraordinary. Marcus is an artist who rejects high art materials such as bronze and marble, turning concepts about monumental sculpture literally on its head. The space here in the centre of the city was an area that Brisbane City Council invited three artists to present their works to the Brisbane Square Public Art Committee. Donna Marcus won the commission to put her art out here in the area where her 15-piece sculpture now stands. From what we can see, Marcus's Steam is comprised of 15 geodesic spheres ranging from 1.3 metres to 2.6 metres in diameter. They're spread randomly throughout the piazza, which describe the space as a place for interaction and contemplation. She basically tossed scaled down models of the sculptures into virtual space, letting them lie where they fell. The spheres are both organic and mechanical in form, and are scattered like marbles around the square. One of the biggest aspects of Steam is how it was made. The individual components that comprise each sphere take their shape from post-World War II triangular aluminium vegetable steamers that were sourced through opportunity and second-hand shops. It can be seen that each sculpture is made up of hexagons and pentagons that fulfill a perfect mathematical equation. Now you wouldn't believe that to create 15 sculptures 7,000 units of replica tropical steamers were fabricated to painstakingly reproduce the die of the original steamer. However, it doesn't stop there. The original antique vegetable steamer was pierced on each side with numerous holes, although the casting process only replicated the holes on one side. Marcus had to have it exactly mimic the original. This meant that there would have to be over 1 million holes punched into the steel, which is exactly what stands here before me. The piece required 32 plates of each spear, totaling 780 plates for all 15. 7,000 replica steamers, over 1 million holes, and months of labour for 3 of Brisbane's steel fabricators. Donna Marcus is a Queensland-based artist who is best known for her use of everyday domestic objects, and now teaches at the Queensland College of Art in Brisbane. On the Brisbane riverside of the New Farm Powerhouse, and behind me I have a piece called Watermark by Richard Tipping. Richard Tipping is an Australian poet and artist who loves to bridge text and images to create art poems. In other words, art poems are hybrid made, both between word and image, verbal, graphic and signs, and also a mix of poetry and art. Tipping particularly works with large road signs and printed concrete poems, neon sculptures and public language installations. Watermark here behind me is a large steel framed sculpture that represents a memory of Brisbane's history. It evokes the power of Brisbane River sweeping around New Farm, triggering memories of the massive floods of 1893 and 1974. The title Watermark means both to show a mark the height to which the water has risen, and a design impressed into paper which is visible when held to the light, guaranteeing authenticity. His larger sculptures and road signs have a much larger visual impact than that of the smaller, revolving around where he positions his works that will have the most influence on his audience. Richard Tipping has not only exhibited his works regionally throughout Australia, but has also taken a lot of his works and exhibited them overseas in the United States and Europe. Next episode, we'll be looking at 2 pieces by Dan Cristanto. Now this is a long name. For those who are poor, who are suffering, who are oppressed, who are voiceless, who are powerless, who are burdened, who are victims of violence, who are victims of a dupe, and who are of justice. Now that's 37 pieces of bamboo cane at varying lengths. Her other piece is for those who have been killed, made of bamboo and metal. We'll also be looking at Fiona Hall's words, made of beaten aluminium in 1999. We'll also be looking at Shigeo Toya's Woods 3, made from wood, ashes and polymer paint. We'll be getting another look at Kai Gu Zhang's Dragon or Rainbow Serpent, and we'll also be finally looking at Michael Taylor's Fin feature and Morton Currier's words. I hope you've enjoyed the show today, so see you next time.